A shocking news has once again shaken the South Korean entertainment world. Jungkook, one of the most popular members of BTS, is rumored to have been suddenly dismissed from HYBE. This incident immediately caused a massive wave of emotions among ARMY, BTS's loyal fans, who flooded various social media platforms with tears, protests, and unanswered questions. Why is Jungkook involved in this sudden dismissal issue, and what is really happening behind the scenes? An even more surprising statement came from Jin. In an opportunity, he could no longer hold back his tears and said, "You need to know the truth." That short sentence immediately went viral, sparking widespread debate and leaving a big question mark. What truth has been hidden from the public all this time? Jin's usually calm and controlled demeanor changed to emotional and open, indicating a serious problem that may have been suppressed for a long time. This situation not only triggered emotional reactions from ARMY, but also led to widespread speculation among the media and entertainment industry observers. Is there an internal conflict that has been covered up? Is HYBE facing an artist management crisis, or is this part of a deliberate communication strategy to attract public attention? This ambiguity makes Jin's statement feel even heavier, as if there is a big fact that has not been revealed. The wave of fan emotions is clearly visible. Thousands of comments filled hashtags related to Jungkook and HYBE. Many ARMY members admitted they couldn't believe that someone so dedicated to music and fans could suddenly be fired without a clear reason. Some of them considered this move to be business-wise illogical, considering Jungkook is one of HYBE's biggest assets. However, others suspect that this is related to internal company policies that are rarely published. Amidst the commotion, HYBE has not provided a satisfactory official explanation. The delayed response from this large agency is exacerbating the situation. The public is starting to accuse the company of deliberately covering up important information. In the context of the Korean entertainment industry, a company's silence on a major issue is often seen as a strategy. But in this case, that attitude is only making the rumors wilder and harder to control. Jin's statement seemed to open a small crack in that wall of secrecy. He didn't provide details, but his emotions were enough to convince fans that something very serious was happening. Many fans interpreted his words as a form of courage from a member who no longer wants to see injustice happen to his group mates. Even so, without official confirmation, all these interpretations remain in the realm of speculation. This phenomenon shows how fragile the relationship between artists, agencies, and the public is when information is not conveyed transparently. Jungkook, who has been known as the golden magne with a perfect image, is now trapped in a situation that could potentially damage his reputation if not immediately clarified. ARMY is in a difficult position. On one hand, they want to trust their idol. On the other hand, they also feel betrayed by the agency that is considered to be hiding something. Furthermore, this issue raises a bigger question. Is Jungkook's case just an individual phenomenon, or does it reflect structural problems in the South Korean entertainment industry? So far, there have been many reports of tensions between artists and large agencies that tend to put business interests above the personal well-being of artists. If that's true, then Jin's statement could be a signal of protest against a system that has been in place for a long time, but rarely revealed openly. This crisis can also be seen as a turning point. ARMY's emotional reaction is not only a form of sadness, but also public pressure that can force HYBE to open up. International media have also begun to look at this issue, highlighting how a giant entertainment company can get caught up in a major controversy due to a lack of communication. HYBE's silence is not only detrimental to Jungkook, but also tarnishes the company's image, which has been known as one of the most successful K-pop group managers in the world. In the end, the main question still hangs. What is the truth that Jin wants to convey? Was Jungkook really fired, or is there another motive behind this rumor? Without a clear answer, the public can only guess, while emotions continue to escalate. What is certain is that this event has shaken the trust of many fans and put HYBE in the spotlight. For ARMY, the sadness they feel is not only about Jungkook's departure, but also about the truth they have not yet received. Is this just an exaggerated rumor, or is there a bitter fact being covered up? This question still hangs, and the public waits anxiously. Until that moment arrives, Jin's words will continue to echo. You need to know the truth. The issue of Jungkook being allegedly dismissed from HYBE continues to be a hot topic of discussion. But let's stop for a moment and ask, are we really witnessing a fact? Or are we just being drawn into a vortex of rumors that have been built very neatly? Why was Jin's tearful statement so quickly believed, even though the truth has never been officially confirmed? Is ARMY's current emotion being exploited to create a wave of sensation on social media every time a big issue arises, especially if it involves a big name like BTS? Social media is immediately filled with various claims, opinions, and snippets of videos or articles that often have unclear sources. So the question is, do we deserve to swallow all of that raw? Or should we ask again, who actually benefits from this news? Could it be that issues like this are deliberately created to gain attention, clicks, or even financial benefits from advertising and viral content? When Jin said, "You need to know the truth," the public immediately interpreted that sentence as a sign of a major conflict within HYBE. However, isn't it also possible that the statement was cut from a wider context? Can emotional snippets be easily twisted to create a certain narrative? Are we sure that Jin is really talking about Jungkook's dismissal? Or could he be alluding to another issue that is completely different? The emotional reaction of ARMY is also interesting for us to reflect on. Are the tears and anger that flood Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube a form of sincere love for their idols? Or is it proof of how easily the public is influenced by narratives that are not necessarily true? Shouldn't every big news involving big names like Jungkook and HYBE be responded to with extra caution, not with mere assumptions? Furthermore, let's ask, what exactly are the media looking for that spread this news? Do they really care about the truth? Or do they just want to exploit the wave of public emotion to gain popularity? Isn't today's digital world full of clickbait strategies that are deliberately designed to ignite curiosity, regardless of whether the news is true or just empty sensation? We also have to consider the other side. What if all of this is just part of a hidden promotional strategy? The entertainment industry often uses controversy to maintain the relevance and visibility of their artists. Is it possible that the issue of Jungkook's dismissal is actually just a way to create global conversation before the launch of the next big project? If that's true, are we willing to have our emotions and attention exploited for commercial purposes alone? These provocative statements are important to ask, because without skepticism, we will continue to be victims of an uncontrolled flow of information. Do we want to be passive viewers who are just swept away by the current of rumors? Or do we want to be critical audiences who are able to sort out which information is trustworthy and which is just engineering? Shouldn't we demand transparency from HYBE as the party most authorized to provide clarification, rather than continuing to indulge in speculation? Please note that the information we provide comes from various sources: TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, to other alternative media. But does that mean that all of these sources can be used as the main reference? Don't we often see how snippets of videos on TikTok or uploads on Twitter quickly go viral, even though the facts don't match reality? Are we ready to accept the possibility that this news is just a hoax created to shake public emotions?